you doing now, beautiful sons of bitches? It's your boy Bax here, and today we got the boys John Evan. We are back to review more Ben 10. We are on to the next episode, A Small Problem. Oh no. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? We open the episode with Ben and Gwen racing through the entrance of a large slide at a water park, though Gwen is the only one able to get in line. As he's stopped by Brad due to falling short of the minimum height, much to his chagrin. He thinks about transforming into Ripjaws to show the attendant just how tall he can be. Unfortunately, he gets gray matter, and a large crowd of kids comes running towards the attraction, which he's able to dodge the stampede. Also, at the entrance of the ride, someone is explaining the history of the site to Brad. He seems to think that aliens crash landed onto the site in the year 1951, hoping to get a few soil samples. He asks if he can have a word with Brad's supervisor, but he doesn't seem to care. While they continue their discussion, gray matter ties Brad's shoelace together to get revenge for not letting him through. The man sees him doing this and tells Brad what he just saw. Brad sees nothing but calls him crazy, and for that decides to get gray matter himself. While Brad attempts stopping him, but is unable to because of his tied-up shoelaces. Guys, thoughts about the opening here?
Well, it is pretty funny. He's like not quite tall, and then I'm not sure why he thought like Ripjaw. Is he like particularly tall? I feel like forearms.
Yeah. Well, then again, they are at a water park, so
I see.
Appropriate.
Gotcha. That makes more sense now that I think about
he's
it.
certainly taller than Ben, at least. But yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's pretty basic setup. It's like, all right, how do we get him in this situation here?
Yeah. So gray matter meets up with Gwen and jumps in ahead of her and makes it to the bottom first and is almost crushed under Gwen when she comes down shortly after him. When they both emerge from the water, Gwen points out that Max will not like the idea of Ben using the Omnitrix to sneak onto a ride. However, gray matter claims that he'll never know because he'll change back before Max finds out. They decide to go napkin off in gray matter's case. Before getting out, the man from earlier surfaces from the pool and picks him up. Gray matter immediately calls out to Gwen, who tells the man to let go of him. Instead, he quickly stuffs gray matter into a cooler and runs off. Gwen finds Max and they go after him, but he makes it to his car and drives off. The man takes gray matter to his house, where he has installed a very elaborate security system. So, guys, thoughts on this part right here?
Why the fuck would this guy need this much of a security system in his house?
You never the aliens, man. Just in case the aliens figure out he's onto him, and they decide to kill him and all that shit.
He's gotten several aliens before, and they've always been taken, so he took some precautions now.
Exactly, and they're like, I will look for you, I will find you, and I will kill you. But I digress.
And he's like, good luck.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, what do you guys? This raises an interesting question. So Ben is like pretty much gray matter this entire episode. What did you guys think of that as the premise for this episode?
I kept saying, why the fuck isn't the time limit running out like it does every other time? He's there for so long.
Yeah, well, there is a popular theory about this. Now, John, this is a little bit of a spoiler. I don't think it's that big of one anyway, so I don't feel bad spoiling this to you. Some people think that Ben accidentally activated the LifeLock function on the Omnitrix, and the LifeLock function is basically, well, when you turn into the alien you're set to change into, you can't turn back, basically. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then he does turn back.
Yeah, then he did. Yeah, but then somehow he seemed to have accidentally turned it off. Basically, yeah.
Somehow Ben returned.
Somehow Ben returned. Exactly. Anyways, in the RV, Gwen and Max search for gray matter, and she thinks that gray matter will eventually revert back to Ben and transforms into forearms and escape on his own. Max then points out that Ben should have reverted before he was taken, realizing there must be something wrong with the Omnitrix. Gwen is far more worried, believing that gray matter has an advantage because of his intelligence. So, guys, thoughts on this part right here?
It does make sense. Gray matter has been established to be the most intelligent of all the alien forms Ben has in his arsenal thus far.
Yes. That is correct, John.
Yeah, actually gray matter, he hasn't gotten that much time to shine, so it's kind of
he's been benched for a few episodes now, so yeah.
Yeah, and even like the first time he was brought up was more of like a comedic relief scene, so
yeah, he was a big
intelligence.
he defeated 6'6" and Crab and Hunted. He was benched for a little bit. Now he's back full force in this episode, getting a big push this episode. Back at the house, the man questions the sealed gray matter and asks him which galaxy he's from, to which he doesn't know, much less anything about himself, despite his intelligence. The man continues to stare while gray matter vainly hopes for the Omnitrix to time out at the exact moment. Infuriated, gray matter sarcastically suggests taking a picture, which will last longer. He does take his jab literally since he needs proof of gray matter anyway. Now that he has pictures, he calls up a group called The Organization and video chats with a mysterious armored knight hidden under a mask and a chainmail cowl who has little patience with the man, who refers to himself as Howl, due to his inconclusive proof he's already tried sending him numerous times before. However, when he sees the images Howl has just sent, Sir Enoch, that's the guy's name, takes his word for it and sends a car to investigate, warning him that this had better not be a waste of their time. So guys, thoughts on this part right here?
I like the introduction of the mysterious Goldface.
His name is Enoch, yes.
Which, if you guys don't know,
The Book of Enoch.
Yeah.
he is the son of Cain in the Book of Genesis.
Yes. It's symbolism, and it'll become more apparent as the series goes on, but I digress. But yeah, John, what do you think so far? All right, well, aside from Howl, who's just a one-off character for this episode, what do you think so far we'll learn their proper name. They're not actually called the Organization. We'll learn that later on. But what do you think so far of the Organization led by Sir Enoch?
Yeah, they're a good little tease for a long-term villain. It's nice to have multiple factions at play. It keeps things more interesting rather than just it's the big bad and then it's a bunch of one-offs. It's nah, you want to have multiple characters at play here.
Right. Well, anyways.
Yeah, Middle Ages seems to have going on there with the neck stuff.
Oh, yeah, yes. Cool little aesthetic they have. Yeah, with all the masks and then kind of the knighthood.
Mm-hmm.
They're a brotherhood, damn it. They're part of the Templars.
Yes. Yeah, they're forever waging their war against not just the assassins, but aliens too. But I digress. Anyways.
Since his name is also Enoch too, and that's a Book of Genesis thing, it shows the Bible canonically exists in the Ben 10 universe.
Yes. The Book of Enoch was so badass, they just couldn't have it be part of the normal Bible. They had to decanonize it. But anyways, Gray Matter's luck turns around when he spots Howl's cat and lures it and knocks over the glass jar to get to him. It breaks, allowing him to escape. Howl walks into the room where Gray Matter was held earlier, finding him missing. Meanwhile, Gray Matter climbs up the kitchen cabinets and finds a phone on the counter, which he uses to call Gwen. Gray Matter says that he's at Ripley, but can't tell her the full name because he accidentally triggers the alarm and a steel shutter on the window. Gray Matter dodges the shutter, but breaks the phone by knocking it over, ending the call. Gray Matter is then cornered by Howl and climbs up his shirt. Howl tries to reach for him, but Gray Matter leaps from his shirt and climbs inside an air vent. Howl grabs Gray Matter before he goes any farther, but he bites his hand to make him let go. In the meantime, Gwen and Max are forced to sort through all the houses on each street with Ripley in the name. So guys, thoughts on this part right here?
The more I think about it, the more I think Ripley is more than just a regular name they went with.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be like a reference to aliens. Yeah.
Ripley, yes.
Alien? Never heard of it.
Yeah. It was like a big deal for like one film, but then they never made any more after that.
Little indie movie.
Yeah. But anyways, so then the episode basically devolves into like Tom and Jerry shenanigans sort of here. And personally, what I think what they should have done was just kind of like cut down this part of the episode and then give us more intrigue with the Organization later on. But I digress. Howl turns the vent fans on to blow Gray Matter out, and he's taken for a short ride until he grabs a ceiling grate. By opening it, he spots him and hits him with a broom. He quickly dodges the attacks and jumps into the sink. Howl turns the faucet on to flush him out. The rushing water pushes Gray Matter into the toilet, disgusting him. In the neighborhood, Gwen and Max split up to begin searching the houses. Max is repelled by a sprinkler and Gwen is scared away by a spider, leading them back into each other. So they give up in favor of searching with the RV. Back at Howell's house, Howell uses his security cameras to find gray matter at the main power switch, which gray matter uses to leave Howell's house in darkness. But he continues to search with a flashlight. Gray matter eventually finds a way out. He heads the chimney-looking route, and it attracts Howell as he opens it. Howell starts to smoke gray matter out as he climbs and succeeds in catching him into a fishnet. He confines him in a compartment along with his collection of action figurines. The henchmen from the organization were sent to see his discovery and brought in a small electrified container with them. Howell shows them gray matter and promptly stuffs him into the container, leaving with the organization. So, guys, thoughts on this part right here?
Yeah, I like that.
For one, gray matter would try to turn the power off in the house, but so essentially it reminds me of the fight between Heat Blast and Kevin 11.
Yeah.
So this was a lot more of a Tom and Jerry feeling, kind of sneaking out.
Yeah, also, can you guys just imagine, like, how fucking funny it'd look if fucking Grandpa Max and Gwen were just running up and down this damn street, like, looking through all the windows, and someone's like, what the fuck why is there an old man and a fucking little girl peeping through everyone's windows? What the fuck is going on here? Oh, but I digress. Anyways, moving on, as Gwen and Max continue their search, they seem to have found Howell's car in the garage. Max decides to forget knocking in favor of breaking the door down. However, an elderly woman in a wheelchair comes and orders her dog to attack. Max wrestles with it, and Gwen spots men shoving Howell into their car on the other side of the street. Howell drops his phone as he's pushed in. She tells Max that they're getting away, and Max touches the dog's head and puts it to sleep, impressing Gwen. Since they don't know where they're going, they decide to find out by investigating Howell's house. Inside the organization's car, Gray Matter thinks that the men are more trouble than Howell. Howell just says that Gray Matter's in the cage and he's not. They arrive at the castle and shove Howell out of the car and lead him and Gray Matter inside. So guys, thoughts on this part right here?
I pointed out during the first viewing that the woman had named the dog Brutus. I made the joke that she must have been a skeleton.
She's a damn Brutus beat off. Oh no. Exactly, John. Exactly. Fuck.
Gray Matter's getting shuffled around all over this episode.
I know. He's simultaneously getting pushed and buried in this episode. Yeah. Max notes Howell and the old lady's similar cars. Gwen finds Howell's phone and goes through the pictures of Gray Matter, all showing him to be rather sad. Max figures that they can get an address from the call history if they do a reverse trace on the numbers. At the organization's castle, the men lead Howell to see Sir Enoch. Howell wants to know how they'll spread the word of his find. Instead, he hands Gray Matter to scientists for some tests, saying that they would rather keep the discoveries to themselves. Howell protests and is grabbed by the other men. Sir Enoch describes him as disposable and takes him away. Before he's taken away further, he knocks the other man out and runs. He says that they shouldn't do this to either him or Gray Matter. So, you guys, thoughts on this part right here?
Well, they show him. I like that they don't like immediately destroy this this villain ring, but they also like don't make them. They don't have to have them like win, but at least they like preserve it from being like completely destroyed right away because they're trying to. They think a little bit more long term. I feel like maybe that's that whole ordering 4 seasons thing you talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, John, speaking of, what exactly do you think is the organization's plan here exactly? What do you think it is?
They probably want to like harness alien techno. They know that aliens have been visiting Earth because it seems like what's his face, Grandpa has some history with him, Max.
Yes.
So he's probably part of some MIB like thing. We're tired, and because he rattles off in this episode, he's like, you know, oh, they're a secret organization, blah 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 blah. And then Gwen looks at him, and he's like, oh, when you're old, you know these things.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were part of probably some like good guy organization that was investigating aliens all over the place.
Who knows? Who knows?
You guys do.
Anyways, outside, a guard is patrolling with a spear with an energy weapon equipped to it. Gwen asks Max who they are, and he says they're a secret society dedicated to collecting alien technology. He sees Gwen's confused expression. He covers it up by saying that he just picked it up somewhere during his life. Inside, Gray Matter's taken to a lab. The scientists have made a doll of him strapped onto an operating table. Various cutting lasers attached to the table cut the doll apart, scaring Gray Matter. The scientists prepare to do the same process to him. Gwen and Max make their way inside the castle walls using a nearby tree. A guard eventually spots them. Max goes on with the attack, knocking off his spear. He does well, but is soon overpowered. Gwen, however, is able to knock the guard out with his own spear. So, guys, thoughts on this part right here?
Like Gwen, like frequently demonstrates this ability to like physically confront adult males.
She knows karate, yeah.
Hey, Kia.
Hey, yeah. Yep. Outside the lab, an unknown assailant dressed as one of them knocks one of the scientists out as he prepares to enter. Whoever knocked him out takes his suit and goes inside. The other scientist is about ready to dissect Gray Matter. The imposter scientist, whose voice reveals him to be Howl, knocks the scientist out. He used the lasers to free Gray Matter, and more scientists show up to stop him, so he uses the extending arms the lasers are attached to knock them away. He tries to get away with Gray Matter, but is tackled down and drops him. Gray Matter escapes as Howl wrestles with one of the scientists. So, guys, thoughts on this part right here? The big face turn.
His fame and fortune, so of course he had to turn face.
If I can't have this fame and fortune, then no one can. Exactly.
You don't even want fame and fortune. Well, I still don't like you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Outside the lab, an unknown. In the hall, Gray Matter runs into Gwen's leg, and both of them are happy to see each other. But Max says they should save the family reunion for later. Sneaking through the castle and dodging guard patrols, they eventually find their way to a storage room. Within it is much of the alien technology that the organization has collected, arranged in a circle around a large device in the center. Gray Matter's tone suggests that the objects they've collected must be incredibly valuable, powerful, or both, in which he states that they don't know what they've been dealing with. Meanwhile, Sir Enoch orders his men to recapture Gray Matter. This guy's thoughts on this part right here?
I think it's kind of funny that they only know like specifically about Gray Matter, and they're not going to suspect, like, I guess they'll realize that the other ones are aliens. Yeah. But
or how all of the strange aliens showing up are all sort of connected.
Yeah, like, how strange. This 10-year-old and his cousin and a grandpa are always around. It's a coincidence.
Yeah. Anyways, Gray Matter says that they need to destroy everything. Several guards show up along with Sir Enoch and Howl in custody. The three take cover near the large device in the center. Gray Matter comes up with a plan and has Gwen and Max grab some of the alien technology, a hypercore and a capacitator to be precise. One of the guards catches them as they retrieve the parts, but Max takes his weapon and holds the others at bay. Max provides cover fire. Gray Matter tells him to leave, saying that he can activate the device. Though he doesn't say what it does, he just assures Gwen that he'll meet her outside. With Gwen and Max gone, Gray Matter activates the device, which powers up and starts releasing energy. Sir Enoch says that the reaction will decimate the castle. He orders everyone to evacuate, except Howl, whom he's tired of dealing with and plans to leave in the castle. The organization departs, and Gray Matter climbs out of the device, and as the Omnitrix at last time out, he reverts back into Ben. So you guys' thoughts on this part right here?
About time he reverts.
About damn time, exactly.
Finally, the Omnimatrix has reverted back to Ben 10.
Exactly. Anyways, Howell misses this, so he's confused when he finds Ben. The two escape the castle just before the alien device collapses it into what appears to be a miniature black hole. Howell asks Ben and Gwen where gray matter went, but they feign ignorance. Annoyed with their answer, he decides to give up chasing after aliens. Ben states that he's happy to be big again, only for Gwen to sarcastically comment that he's still short, but he threatens to go forearms on her. When he slams his hand on the table, the Omnitrix releases an audible as well as visual charge, interrupting them. Ben immediately claims that he didn't do anything. Gwen says that they need to get it fixed. Meanwhile, Sir Enoch is shown in his car with an installed computer. Profiles of Team Tennyson are on the screen. Sir Enoch orders his men to find out everything there is to know about them. So, guys, overall thoughts on this?
Everything. Their name, their addresses, their social security numbers, their shoe sizes.
Yeah.
Does and then Ben 10 for PlayStation or Xbox? I need to know.
Sir, he's a Nintendo fanboy.
Give him
no!
And then his fucking henchmen come in there, and Enoch just slams his laptop like, "What'd you bring me?" Anyways, but yeah, guys, final thoughts.
Prefers this brand of makeup over this one. He's like, excellent, this is good information. And Grandpa prefers this brand of adult diapers over this one. Interesting.
We went through Gwen's phone and we found these series of photos. Like, don't show me those. I don't want to be put on the list.
And
we
apparently,
went through Grandpa's internet search history, and well, you don't want to know, sir. He's like, I must know everything.
I must know. What is this? 2 girls, 1 cup. I wonder what this is. But anyways,
cup has an alien in it.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, final thoughts on this episode right here.
Wildly entertaining. I will give it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it did like week to week kind of entertainment, but then it had a good like long-term tease too.
Right.
Because good shows can do that. They can, build the overarching storyline while still giving you some in-the-moment entertainment.
Yes, and I was going to have a rant there, but I realized it didn't really fit here all that much. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe for more videos like this, and we'll see you guys next time in the backseat. Take care!